Search and rescue efforts initiated following crash of U.S. Special Operations aircraft off the coast of Japan. Deadly protests erupt in Panama over copper mine deal. Hong Kong pro-democracy leaders present final defense in landmark security trial. Taiwan overtakes China in Southern Asia investment for the first time in 2022. Civilians caught in crossfire as Myanmar military clashes escalate. Jack Ma urges reform at Alibaba amid e-commerce rivals challenge.
Hello, I'm Johnny. Thank you for joining us on Funday News. It's Monday, December 4th, and here are your top stories. In a tragic incident last Wednesday, a U.S. Air Force CV-22B Osprey assigned to the 353rd Special Operations Wing crashed off the coast of Japan's Yokoshima Island during a routine training mission. The aircraft, carrying 8 airmen, experienced an aircraft mishap, leading to an ongoing search and rescue operation. While the Japanese Coast Guard reported at least 1 fatality, U.S. officials have yet to confirm. Emergency personnel are actively engaged in the operation.
Following the crash, Japan's Okinawa Prefecture requested the grounding of all Ospreys in the region, expressing concerns over their safety. The Osprey, with a history of mechanical issues dating back to 1992, is capable of long-range special operations missions. This incident follows recent military aviation tragedies, including the loss of 5 Army aviators in the eastern Mediterranean Sea just 2 weeks ago.
Anti-mining protests in Panama turned deadly on Tuesday when an elderly man allegedly shot and killed 2 demonstrators, blocking the Pan-American highway. Thousands have protested a controversial mining contract awarded to Mineral Panama, a Canadian subsidiary, allowing open-pit copper mining for 20 years, extendable for another 20. Environmental concerns include water contamination and damage to negotiated land.
The government promises jobs and revenue, while protesters accuse corruption and resource sell-off. The unrest has cost $80 million daily in losses, affecting businesses and canceling events. President Laurentino Cortizo defends the deal, but concessions and a referendum announcement haven't quelled the crisis. Panama's Supreme Court is now examining the contract's legality.
In Hong Kong's largest national security case, 47 pro-democracy figures face potential life imprisonment for conspiracy to commit subversion. Prosecutors argue their involvement in an unofficial primary election aimed at deciding city lawmaker candidates constituted a massive scheme to subvert the government. The trial reflects how Beijing's 2020 national security law curtails political dissent.
The accused include prominent activists, lawmakers, and young leaders. Held for over 2 years, their fate influences perceptions of Hong Kong's judicial independence. The trial, without a jury, has seen 31 guilty pleas. Hong Kong's chief executive assures handling national security risks independently amid proposed U.S. sanctions. The verdict is expected in 3 to 4 months.
Taiwan's Economic Minister Wang Meihua announced that Taiwanese investment in Southern Asia exceeded that in China for the first time in 2022. Investments in Southeast and South Asia reached $5.2 billion, surpassing the $5 billion invested in China. Wang attributes this shift to the U.S.-China trade tensions, prompting Taiwanese companies to diversify.
This aligns with President Tsai Ing-wen's new southbound policy, aiming to reduce economic dependency on China. Investments in Southeast Asia and India by Taiwanese firms totaled $4.3 billion in the first 9 months of 2023, compared to $1.26 billion in China. Wang emphasized the trend's sustainability but acknowledged potential economic pressure from China.
Renewed clashes between the Myanmar military and the Arakan army in western Myanmar, including Pak Tao, have left civilians caught in the crossfire. The conflict, escalating since November 13th, displaced over 26,000 people in Rakhine State, with reports of military shelling in Arakan army-controlled areas. The total internally displaced now reaches approximately 90,000.
According to the United Nations Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs, most humanitarian activities are suspended, and transportation routes are blocked. The military claims control over Pak Tao, but ongoing violence hinders aid efforts. The son of a victim described his father's tragic death due to artillery fire. Humanitarian crises persist as civilians, including a sick man and his family, face perilous conditions amid the conflict.
Alibaba founder Jack Ma is urging transformative measures as rival Pinduoduo disrupts the e-commerce landscape with a stellar performance, following Pinduoduo's blockbuster Q3 earnings, reporting a 94% surge in revenue to 68.8 billion yuan and a 60% year-on-year increase in operating profit to nearly $16.7 billion. The stock soared 18% on Tuesday, with additional gains on Wednesday and Thursday.
Consequently, PDD's market cap now stands at $195.9 billion, surpassing Alibaba's $190.5 billion for the first time. This shift in market dynamics highlights PDD's ascendancy as a formidable competitor. Jack Ma's call for change underscores the need for Alibaba to adapt to evolving industry trends and heightened competition, marking a pivotal moment in the e-commerce landscape. The surge in PDD's valuation reflects investor confidence in its innovative approach and successful market positioning against industry giants.
The answer for yesterday was C, escalate. Both unions and management feared the dispute could escalate. Did you answer correctly? Now let's delve into the news of Jack Ma urges reform at Alibaba amid e-commerce rivals challenge. Number 1, revenue. 财政收入，税收，收益。The company's annual revenues rose by 30%. Number 2, blockbuster. 一鸣惊人的事物，有指非常成功的书或电影。There is no point reviewing a blockbuster as you might review a serious novel. Number 3, dynamic. 人或事物的相互作用方式，动态。The dynamic of the market demands constant change and adjustment. Next, we have a multiple choice question for everyone to practice. Which answer would you choose? You can write your answer in the comment section. The correct answer will be announced tomorrow. And that's all for today's Funday News. Be sure to tune in to Funday News from Monday to Friday and click the link below to join Funday for free. I'm Johnny Wu, your host. I will see you next time.